Well, how can humility be a quality of God when he knows he's as he should be? And complete, perfect, if you like. He knows the reality of who he is. And equally, in a sense, if you see yourself to be a child of God, my goodness. I mean, that was so lacking in humility, they wanted to crucify him for it. In the story, you understand. Does humility just keep the poor in order? Those that are not loved, you see. They have an obligation in some sense because of the innate, supposedly, superiority of their masters. Self-appointed masters. Very much so. Self-imposed masters, in fact. I suspect that much of our ethics is in the emperor's favour. Simple as that. And I find it hard to sift out what I want to credit to the true Jesus story, so to speak, compared to the revisions and additions that may have been added and put upon it. Yes. And we're back to this, aren't we? There are lies, damn lies, and religion. Supposing you have the principle that you must always tell the truth. How convenient for unloving hierarchies seeking control. I think the Machiavellian principle is rules are made for other people to keep. Or am I just a cynic? There's a chap called Fish I've referred to, academic guy, philosopher really, I guess, who wrote a very good book, and I can't remember the title, but it was something like The Problem with Principle. And I think he successfully demonstrates there, or persuasively demonstrates anyway, that all principles are broken, need to be broken in the extreme. But let me consider the possibility of an exception argued for this: thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength. Well, that sounds pretty extreme. All is, I mean, is there anything more than all? And I think perhaps we have an example in the Jesus story of the exception to such a rule. You know, it's Sabbath and your ox is fallen in the ditch, you go and get him out. Is it right to do good works on the Sabbath or not do them? Because it's Sabbath. What do we mean by all then? And what is the role of principle? Guidelines, general principles, help, be kind. To help the person who wants to murder you? No, I don't think so. Don't stay and be kind. At least get out of his way. So I maintain, along with the Hebrew meaning of the word, that it shouldn't have been translated as commandments. It should have been translated as principles. How about the phrase then, a new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another? This is apparently the Jesus story. Wasn't that new, of course, because there was the notion of loving fellowship and brotherly love in Hebrew religion. Well, if it's not a commandment, what is it? Is he giving us a principle? In which case it's not an order. So, if it's not an order, well, it's not something that, by implication, has to be fulfilled. You know, we fulfill orders, don't we? You're commanded to do. Off I go and do it. Why? Hang on, you haven't got the authority to command me. I don't have to follow this. There'd be an exception, wouldn't there, in that way? Besides, as I've said before, it'd be pretty futile to tell you, you must love me. I command it. That's absolute nonsense. That's not what love is. So what do we make of new commandment I give unto you? We should love one another. I don't know. I don't need to know. I trust God. Oh. And because one loves God, because you appreciate his loving kindness to you, life that you have, etc., etc., the million things that make life possible for you. You do love. So what is this statement doing there then? It's a principle of life. And I'm going to, I think, enlarge what I mean by principle now. It's fundamental to what life is. Life is creativity. Do things. You bring things into being. They happen because you create. You're alive. You know, you want to get somewhere and you do, or you attempt to, and you stand a better chance of getting there if you attempt to. Well, what is love? It sustains life. It sustains this achievement. So we're saying it's fundamental to what you value. I mean, assuming you value life. But possibly not as it is, but as it could be. I think I want to say in short that having said that God was a creator, we should have realized, therefore, he loves. But we didn't. We thought, well, creator means great power, and great power is something to do with force, and force is something to do with imposition, and that's nothing to do with love. So love took a back seat in the development of religion, especially Judaic religion. Little buffer state nation was obsessed with power that's imposed upon it. Forcing circumstances that they didn't want, or perhaps would force, an invasion and so on. So power was associated with, for instance, military power, or the dominance of strength, muscle power. The forcing, but not the sustaining of whatever it is being created. But of course, if you're brilliant at, say, building a house or planting a field, but you're no good at caring for it and bringing it to fruition, or in the case of the house, maintaining it, well, you're constantly creating, but in a sense not getting anywhere. Full understanding of creativity must include love. It's the basic principle, part of it, to sustain at least long enough for you to enjoy what you purposed to make in the first place. So it's very necessary in the story that he looked upon it all and said, it's good. I think, what? This earth doesn't look good at all. But if he didn't think it was good, he wouldn't be sustaining it, he wouldn't be loving it, and you're in the spot. Because you're potentially then not being loved. And that's a death sentence in this sort of scenario, isn't it? Of creator and created. Us. And of course I've wrestled with this notion, well, how could he look upon this earth? Oh, well, it wasn't for them then, in some sense. Yeah, okay. No, I think it's an ongoing thing. He's creating, and he always creates it perfectly. Then what I see as imperfect is actually perfect. But this illusion that I suffer from, seeing things that are imperfect, that actually are perfect, are because I don't understand the situation that I'm in. Is it imperfect that Mum's taking you to the dentist? Well, in some sort of practicality, notion of civilization, no, she's doing what's best for you. She's loving and caring for you, even if she takes you in there screaming. I don't think I was taken to the dentist screaming, but I wasn't too keen to go. But I did trust her that it has to be done. Okay. And she'd hold my hand all the way through. Not as an adult, you understand. But adults need their hand being held sometimes, don't they? And we do that. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Come that you might have life. Oh, that's the creating thing. And have it more abundantly. Ah, that's sustaining. That's the loving bit. In a sense. So what is a new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another? Purpose to do. To reveal to you that love is a foundational quality of God and of you as a child of God. So you may as well enter into it ASP, as soon as possible. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.